Before humans dominated the wild, lions ruled landscapes across continents. Their ancient range stretched far beyond the African savannas we know today. In Ice Age Europe, lions survived, where freezing winds replaced tropical heat. Their powerful bodies and thick coats helped them endure brutal prehistoric climates. The lion's world was filled with prey far larger than anything alive today. Success depended not only on strength, but on patience, timing, and strategy. Even the strongest lion had to respect prey, capable of crushing its attacker. Lions adapted not to one landscape, but to an entire world of changing habitats. The European lion's territory. Where prey gathered, lions could establish territories across Europe's ancient wilderness. Across Asia, lions encountered new climates, new prey, and new survival challenges. On the open steppe, survival meant traveling across enormous territories in search of prey. A roar could announce strength, defend territory, and connect distant members of a population. Then another predator began spreading across the same landscapes: humans. For thousands of years, humans and lions shared the same hunting grounds. The landscape gradually changes as human activity expands. The lion retreats toward a shrinking wilderness corridor. The lion's ancient empire was disappearing, but its story was not over yet. As open wilderness disappeared, the lion was forced toward remote and isolated refuges. Rivers became boundaries, corridors, and vital pathways through the ancient wilderness. Winter tested every ancient lion with hunger, cold, and the constant search for prey. In a frozen world, a single footprint could reveal the difference between survival and starvation. But most hunts failed, proving that even powerful predators lived on the edge of uncertainty. When food was scarce, conserving energy became just as important as hunting. But survival also meant competing with other lions for territory and resources. Sometimes the smartest survival decision was not to fight, but to leave. Every new territory offered opportunity, but also new dangers and uncertainty. The predator's senses. Survival depended on senses refined by generations of life in the wild. A lion's greatest weapon was often the ability to disappear before the attack. As prey moved away, ancient lions had to follow farther into an uncertain world. The lion still ruled the wild, but the vast empire of its ancestors was slowly breaking apart. The ancient wilderness was no longer one endless kingdom, but a landscape breaking into fragments. Wildlife corridors became vital as safe passage between habitats grew increasingly limited. The human hunting pressure. Human hunting added new pressure to ecosystems already changing under climate stress. A predator can survive only when the ecosystem beneath it remains strong. When giant herds vanished, an entire foundation of the ancient food chain disappeared with them. The lion searches for smaller prey among rocky slopes and thinning grasslands, demonstrating how predators must adjust when their traditional prey becomes scarce. Ancient lions survived by following the seasonal movements of the animals they hunted. Every migration brought hazards, from freezing rivers to unstable terrain. Lions did not rule alone. Wolves and other predators competed for the same resources. Every meal had to be defended from rivals, scavengers, and competing predators. The cost of injury. For a large predator, even one serious injury could change the course of survival. Strength was not only the ability to attack, but also the ability to recover. Rivers became lifelines, connecting scattered habitats and surviving animal populations. The last great territory. The scarred lion crosses a vast remaining wilderness. Open hunting grounds became less continuous, forcing lions into increasingly isolated habitats. The disappearance of giant prey changed the balance of the entire ancient ecosystem. Surviving lions had to adapt as the size and availability of prey changed. The ancient lion now shared its hunting grounds with a predator that changed the entire landscape. The boundary between wild land and human land was becoming impossible to ignore. When migration routes disappeared, predators lost the pathways that connected their entire world. Separated populations became more vulnerable when they could no longer move freely between habitats. Isolation can weaken wildlife populations by limiting the movement of genes between groups. Once, a roar could summon others. Now, the ancient valley answered with silence. The final journey. The last survivors were forced to travel farther through a world that was no longer built for them. Yet the legacy of those ancient lions survives in the wild lions of today. The history of the lion shows us that protecting habitat today protects an entire future. The lion's ancient range once covered a world far larger than its modern strongholds. Their success came from adapting behavior, movement, and hunting strategy to changing environments. The lion was not separate from nature. It was one part of a much larger ecological system.
When the ecosystem weakens, even the strongest predator eventually feels the consequences.
The historical evidence. Fossils and ancient remains reveal how widely lions once lived across the northern world. These bones preserve vital clues about the size and strength of the extinct European lion. The lion once lived inside a world of giants that few humans today can imagine. Today's lions are survivors of a much larger history that must not be repeated. The future depends on space. The future of lions depends on keeping wild landscapes connected and alive. The story of the ancient lion ended, but the story of the lion itself is not finished. The lion once lost much of its ancient world. Protecting what remains is our responsibility.